family and friends, and the pain that I've caused the community of Fulham. I am genuinely sorry, and it breaks my heart when it's reported that I have no remorse, that I relish something. Genuinely do not. I know that no matter what I say, people aren't going to think any better of me, but I would much rather people have the truth about how I feel. I've got nothing to gain by saying these things, because I know I'm never getting out. I've accepted it. I have committed a horrendous crime, and I am where I belong. I make no qualms about that.
Ian Huntley was born on January 31st, 1974 in northeast England. According to biography.com, Huntley had a turbulent time at school and he was often a target of school bullying. Huntley left school in 1990 and declined to continue his studies despite reasonable grades, choosing instead to go directly into employment. Huntley married 18-year-old Claire Evans at the age of 20 in 1994. Their marriage only lasted days before Evans moved in with Huntley's brother. Huntley refused to grant his wife a divorce until 1999 to prevent her from marrying his brother. His attraction to younger girls is evident from a relationship he had with a 15-year-old who he had a daughter with. Crime Investigation claims a subsequent inquiry revealed that between 1995 and 2001, Huntley had sexual contacts with 11 underage girls, ranging between 11 and 17 years old. In 1998, he was charged with the burglary of a neighbour's house and the rape of an 18-year-old. However, none of these cases proceeded to court due to lack of evidence. In 1999, he met Maxine Carr, who was 22 at the time, and they moved in together after 4 weeks. According to Carr, their relationship turned violent quickly. She claimed he thumped her in the face, he grabbed her around the throat and thicked her lip. They moved to Littleport, where in 2001, Huntley was hired as a caretaker of a college. Carr was a teaching assistant at a local primary school, St Andrew's Primary School, where 10-year-old Holly Wells and Jessica Chapman attended. On August 4th, 2002, best friends Holly Wells and Jessica Chapman left Holly's home to go to the local shop to buy some sweets at around 6:15 p.m. They walked down Sand Street and can be observed on CCTV crossing the car park of the sports centre. They were last seen on College Road according to witness testimonies. They were never seen alive again. Holly and Jess had not told anyone that they went to get some sweets, so it wasn't until 8:20 p.m. when Holly's mother, Nicola, realised they weren't home. However, at first Nicola did not panic as the girls' curfew was at 8:30 p.m. When 8:45 came and passed, Nicola began to worry. The families contacted the police at 9:56 p.m. after searching for the girls themselves. The police were able to trace the girls' steps with eyewitness accounts and through CCTV. This case gained national attention due to the girls matching football tops. They were referred to as the two Beckhams. Whilst on their walk, Holly and Jess passed Huntley and Carr's home. Huntley saw them and asked them in, claiming that Carr was home. However, Carr was away visiting relatives. Once in the house, Huntley killed the girls. Huntley disposed of the girls' bodies in a ditch 20 miles away, and even set their bodies alight to destroy any evidence. It is estimated that the girls may have been dead by 6:46 p.m. due to Jessica's phone being switched off. Huntley later disposed of the phone and it was never found. On August 17, 2002, the partially burnt football shirts were found dumped in a bin at the school. In the bin there was also underwear and shoes. Later that day, the bodies of Jess and Holly were found. Autopsies of the girls revealed that the cause of death was either asphyxiation or strangulation. Due to the decomposition of the girls, it was impossible to tell if they were sexually assaulted. The location of the girls' bodies linked Huntley to the crime. He was known to have previously gone plane spotting in that area, and the disposal site was in close proximity to his father's house. Huntley himself admitted to being the last person to see the girls.
You're the school caretaker. The girls, Jessica and Holly, would know you, and they saw you on the front doorstep. What went on?
Well, I don't know the girls. I was stood on the front doorstep grooming my dog down. She'd run away and come back a bit of a mess. They just came across and asked how Miss Carr was, as she used to teach them at St Andrews. I just said she weren't very good as she hadn't got the job. And they just says, please tell her that we're very sorry. And off they walked in the direction of the library over there.
How did they seem to you?
They seemed fine, very cheerful, happy, chatty. I didn't see anything untoward, nobody hanging around. You know, they just seemed like normal, happy kids.
Safe and well?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you may, as it turned out, have been the last person to actually chat to them before they vanished.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
And it's a mystery.
Absolutely,
still not solved.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everybody around here, I mean, I've been speaking to a lot of people, and what they're saying is, you know, while there's no news, then there's still that glimmer of hope, and that's basically all we're all hanging on to.
And there was nothing that Sunday evening that gave you a glimmer of suspicion that anything was wrong?
No, not at all.
Maxine Carr stated that she was with Huntley at the time of the murders, giving Huntley an alibi. This was later disproved, and Carr would serve 21 months in prison for obstructing the course of justice. 3 days after the bodies of Holly and Jess were discovered, Huntley was charged with the murder of the girls, and Carr was also arrested for assisting an offender. This case gained widespread media and seemed to have impacted everyone who heard about the horrific passings of Holly and Jess. David Beckham pleaded for the safe return of Holly and Jess on August 6th. It seems that Beckham and Manchester United were greatly impacted by this case due to the girls wearing their Manchester football tops. There was also a minute of silence for the girls. The families of Holly and Jess were left to mourn the girls, a grieving process that will last a lifetime. As the trial date approached, a cult-like hatred grew for Huntley and Carr, many writing signs to the effect of "bring back hanging", many screaming violence and held back by the police. Many wanted Huntley dead for his crimes. Huntley claimed that the deaths were accidental. He stated that he was helping Holly with a nosebleed when he knocked her into the bath, which resulted in Jessica screaming. Huntley tried to silence Jessica, but he claimed he accidentally suffocated her.
I maintain that the first one was a genuine accident. Second one, I panicked, and once she tried leaving the house, I realised I couldn't leave the house, and whilst I said in court that it was just, I acted instinctively, I knew that I had to stop her leaving the house.
Carr said that she had no control over the events claimed, and that if she knew Huntley's intention, she would not have lied for him. On the 17th of December 2003, Huntley was found guilty of the killings and was sentenced to life imprisonment. However, on the 29th of September 2005, Huntley was resentenced to 40 years imprisonment. According to Crime Investigation, the day after his conviction, the 2003 Criminal Justice Act came into force. This act passed a decision on how long a prisoner given a life sentence should serve, from the Home Secretary to the judges. Maxine Carr was found guilty of perverting the course of justice and served 3.5 years. After her imprisonment, she was given a new identity. On the 14th of September 2005, Huntley was attacked by another inmate who poured boiling water over him. He was also attacked in 2010 as another inmate made a makeshift knife to cut Huntley's throat. This resulted in Huntley having 21 stitches.
There was an attempt on my life last year, because there's just a prisoner that tried to kill me. A guy called Simon Maskery came into my cell armed with a weapon, and he tried to cut my throat. I managed to kick him in the chest and then to the stomach, got the weapon off him, and he was on the floor.
Nobody believes that they would ever run away. They was very close to all their family.
Just as Huntley was arousing suspicion by giving interviews, so was his girlfriend.
This is something I'll probably keep for the rest of my life, I think. It's what Holly gave me on the last day of term. She gave me this with a poem on the inside, saying to a special teaching assistant, really. And we'll miss her a lot, and we'll see her in the future. And that's the kind of girl she was. She was just lovely, really lovely.
That's the sort of girl she was. Both my producers said that was odd, wasn't it?
She seemed to be speaking in the past tense. She was saying was, like the girls weren't around anymore.